survey party is attacked by outlaws disguised as Indians. Jim Grant has trailed them, unaware of their identity. Now he joins the fight and...
Mind if I get in your strap? Carol with you?
Yes. She's gone for help.
Shouldn't have let her go.
Well, I couldn't stop her. The wagon's on fire.
Only on top.
But it's loaded with blasting powder.
What?
Bad way, Jim. Unless Carol gets here soon with help.
Do the best you can. I'll take a look around. Thanks, Rocky.
You're welcome. What's the matter?
Pink. These aren't Indians or white men.
Maybe one of the Baron's pretty ideas.
Perhaps. I'll find out about that.
How are you going to do that?
We'll have to drive them off first.
I got an idea about that.
Then get busy.
I'll bet whatever you got in mind ain't safe.
Where's the cavalry?
Right here, son.
You mean that was you? There wasn't any cavalry?
Well, you see, Jim figured that...
Where is he?
Oh, he got one of his big ideas and lit out.
Well, how'd you make out? It was easy pickings until the cavalry showed up.
Cavalry? There isn't any cavalry within 40 miles of here.
There is now. We heard their bugle sounding a charge.
How many of them were there?
We didn't stay around long enough to find out.
I'll bet you was scared off by a bugle. There never was any soldiers. I wasn't fooled. Cal and I picked up the lame girl and brought her here.
That was a fool thing to do.
No, it wasn't. The boss was here and said to keep her here.
She didn't recognize you, did she?
No, she thought we were Indians working for the Barón.
Well, we'll have to keep up the bluff. Let's see. Put up these horses.
How'd you get here?
Why?
Behind you.
Who's that?
It's Kurt. I found him by the right-of-way. Somebody took his Indian clothes. Why would anybody do that?
For disguise, I guess. Say, maybe there's somebody in camp who shouldn't be here. Dell, you and Buck take care of Kurt. Let's get busy and look around. Where's the girl?
Grant took her.
Why was stopping?
Didn't you recognize the man that fired those shots?
No, I was too busy trying to avoid it.
You're always showing up when I need you most.
You did the same thing for me once, remember? Well, what's next?
Well, first I want to get Carol back to construction camp. And I want to size up this outlaw hideout now that we've located it.
I might have knew it would be something dangerous. Say, if you don't want the construction camp to shoot on sight, you better get out of that outfit.
They had to leave a trail.
They're smart. They've left a lot of them.
Only one is the right one.
I'll wager you 10 to 1 it's the last one we'll find.
Whoever was here left just a short time ago.
Maybe they've been watching something or somebody.
Rocky, isn't this the Baron's land?
Yep. But it sure couldn't be on no railroad right away.
No, the railroad's going through a valley further south.
You darn tootin'. That's what they've been watching.
They're riding toward the sulfur pit.
That's a good place to take care of them.
Come on, White.
Beach, no railroad could come through here.
There must be another entrance to the valley further south. Let's head for higher ground.
That trailer headed up is their only way out. You three get behind them. We'll go up ahead and drive them into you.
Rocky, what is that?
The Indians call that the bowl of many smokes.
Looks like the result of a volcano. You know, it wouldn't be healthy to breathe too much of that smoke.
Don't waste your lead. That sulfur smoke will finish him.
What important information are Scully and Irv overhearing? Who have the outlaws trapped in this shack? Be sure to see Midnight Marauder, Chapter 8 of Roar of the Iron Horse, at this theater next week. Jim and Rocky search for the new hideout of the outlaws. They are seen by the Baron's men, who close in for the attack.
Take care of Granby's, partner. You fellas pick up your horses, and we'll all spread out and see if there's anybody else roaming around the Baron's territory.
This sulfur out of my lungs.
There's no chance to catch those men now. We might as well go back to construction camp.
Not on your tin type. This is the furthest I've been into the Baron's land for some time. So I'm going to stay here and go prospecting for that meteor with the diamonds in it.
They just catch you again?
Not me. They don't even know I'm alive.
How did you get out of Sulphur Valley? Did Grant get out too?
Sure he did. Look behind you.
What do you got in your hand there?
Stone out of a boot.
Where'd you find this?
I didn't. Found me.
All right, get up.
Come on. Get going.
Campos already told me he found you on my land. Now it's your turn to do some explaining.
What were you and Grant doing in those hills?
Trailing some buzzards who ain't very partial to the new railroad. Offhand, I'd say that fits your outfit.
It does when my land has been invaded. However, they couldn't have been my men.
Campbell's your man?
Yes, and you were the intruder. He brought you here on my order.
Seems to me he was more interested in that black pebble.
Oh, probably was only curious. Black pebbles are unusual, but hardly of any value. Where'd you say you found it?
I didn't say. Fact is, I don't rightly know.
Surely you must have some idea.
Nope, you know as much about it as I do.
I'm not in the habit of accepting evasive answers. I'll ask you for the last time. Where did you find that pebble?
I already told you I don't know.
Perhaps we can refresh your memory. Take him outside and loosen his tongue.
Well, Jim, how's the troubleshooting business?
We already have the trouble. Now we can prepare for the shooting.
What do you mean?
I think Rocky and I have located your railroad raiders.
You have any idea who they are?
No, but I think they're holed up in Saddle Hill.
Saddle Hills. That's on the Baron's land, isn't it?
Yes, but I don't think they're the Baron's men.
So you still think there's another group behind these attacks, huh?
Give me enough armed men and I'll prove it.
We need every available man for our track laying schedule. Perhaps next week.
By that time, we could have had another raid.
Sorry, but we'll have to risk it.
What time does the work train get up from the day shift?
About sundown, what?
Men will be on their own time?
Until tomorrow morning.
That should be long enough. Shouldn't have any trouble getting the posse together for a night ride into Saddle Hills.
Excellent idea, Grant. We'll catch up with those raiders yet.
Right out the end of the tracks. Keep that crew from rejoining here with the work train.
Well, perhaps now you're in the mood to talk.
I can't remember much.
But you do remember going into the Sawtooth Hills. Somewhere in that area, you picked up a black devil. Where was it?
I can't exactly tell it in words.
Did you draw a map?
Maybe?
Start drawing.
Me and Jim rode in from the south. We found a campfire about here.
Yes, I know the spot. Go on.
We circled a bald hill to the west, and near as I recollect, I started limping about here, among a mess of sawtooth rocks.
Are you sure?
You'll find the place just like I say. Now, maybe you let me go?
Certainly. Just as soon as we check this area. Take charge of him.
You reckon he knows that pebble is a diamond?
The important thing is that I do. I think he stumbled on the location of that meteor.
Yeah, but he might be lying.
He is? We'll soon find out.
Put on the pitch! Get away! Stand back! It's pitching!
work train?
Yes, but it's never this late. Unless something's gone wrong.
Where's the crew, Tom?
Fighting a brush fire. It broke out just as we were quitting work.
Somebody must have set it.
Why? All it will do is delay the men from getting in.
What I mean, somebody around here must have known I was waiting for those men.
What for, Jim?
Ask Blake. Tell him I've gone anyhow.
Why?
I got a pebble in my boot up in Saddle Hills.
So?
Well, it ain't no ordinary pebble. It's a diamond.
Let me see it.
Yeah, the Baron took it from me. Made me draw a map of where I found it.
You didn't tell him.
Not me. That map will lead him and Campbell right into a trap, and if we hurry, we can catch him.
I'd rather catch the outlaw. Besides, it'll be dark by the time we get there.
That'll make it easier for us.
Lead the way.
Got it.
Did you hear anything?
Behind us.
Maybe it's our outlaw friend. You take my horse and circle around behind those rocks. They're moving again.
Come on.
You ever seen this man before?
I sure have. He's one of the Baron's men.
There are only 5 of us. Double back. We better go. The gang's coming back.
My horse must have picked up a stone.
Maybe it's another one of your diamonds.
I wish I'd never heard of it.
Well, they must have holed up somewhere. They're in the old light shack. Back. Hey. saddlebag?
Yeah, we'll go get it.
I'll sit into the cabin. Covering, boys.
The outlaws stopping this messenger. Has it anything to do with this train holdup? For the stirring answers, see Raid on the Pay Train, Chapter 9 of Roar of the Iron Horse, at this theater next week. Rocky ride daringly deep into the Baron's territory to spring a trap on their powerful enemy. But the wily Baron sets a trap of his own, and now...
I'll sit into the cabin. Covering, boys. Good job, Lucky. our way. And on our horses.
Jim Grant's back.
I know, you followed him. He ran into some of the Baron's men.
You better make it your business to find him.
I will. Hey, what's this I hear about some of the men not getting paid?
It's true. Payroll's held up someplace. Too bad if some of the men quit, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That'd make the big boys real sore.
Keep the boys close by. I might need them.
We'll be around. There seem to be two factions fighting us, both for different reasons. The outlaws seem to be giving us the most trouble. Most of them are discharged workmen, aren't they?
They could be working for the Baron. You trailed them, then ran into the Baron's men, didn't you?
That's right. Might have been able to prove something if I'd had some men with me.
I can't spare any men for fighting. The work must go on. Have you heard anything about the paymaster? No, but I'm hoping to get a telegram today. The men are getting plenty sore. It's your job to keep them under control. I'll do my best.
What do you think's happened with the paymaster?
There's some unaccountable delay which is beyond my control. I only hope they arrive before there's trouble.
It's more serious than he lets on. The men are sore enough, but somebody's been stirring them up. Somebody like Scully?
Where are you going?
Is that your business? Might be. We're railroad guards. Oh, that's different. I have a telegram for you, Mr. Lathrop. Well, I'll take it to him, save you that long ride into camp. Oh, I have to deliver this to Mr. Lathrop in person. I said I'd take it. And I said you wouldn't.
One shot, why worry about it?
Because it was near the road to town.
What of it?
What I want to find out. Well, it's just like Scully said it'd be. Pay train's coming today.
We'll stay him away from here.
Like somebody was dragged away. Over there.
Lathrop, got to find him.
I'll find him for you.
Who are you?
I'm Jim Grant. I work for Lathrop.
Ezra said you were all right.
Who shot you?
Man tried to get telegram. He took it.
You know what the telegram was about?
Ezra told me. Pay train coming today. $50,000.
And someone else knows about the pay train.
They also knew about that telegram. Something very crooked around here, Rocky, and I got a feeling it's pretty close to headquarters.
What do we do? Warn Lathrop?
No. Whoever the spy is knows what our next move is, so we're strictly on our own.
That's nothing new, but go ahead.
I'll try and warn the train. You get a wagon and meet me where the right-of-way crosses Clear Creek.
Where am I going to get a wagon?
The construction camp. Don't let anybody see you.
I'm no magician, but I'll try.
Well, let's take care of this man and we'll be on our way. Stop the freight train here. This is no holdup, but it will be if you don't stop this train. That's a new one. Pile on. Is this a holdup?
It wouldn't be if you people listen to ring. Is that the zero on?
Yeah.
Bring it out. Throw it off. Get back inside and stay there.
Help me get that money chest out.
Get down, all of you. Where's the money chest?
It's gone.
Gone? Gone where? Talk fast.
The rest of your gang took it.
Where?
Back there at the trestle.
Somebody beat us to it. The guards are cold. The money box is gone.
Let's get the horses.
Like whoever it was got away in a wagon. Make it easier to follow us. Come on. You and the money get out too.
Workmen quit their jobs if their pay doesn't arrive? What is the reason for this wild ride of carols? Next week, in this theater, see the plot unfold further in Trapped on a Trestle, Chapter 10 of Roar of the Iron Horse. Jim forcibly takes the railroad payroll to save it from outlaw hands. But the outlaws close in fast as Jim and Rocky attempt to take the money to camp.
that wagon.
Take a look around and see if you can find the top of my head, will you?
It's still on, eh?
Where's Herb?
He went after the wagon.
Oh, that's right. We gotta get that payroll.
There's no money chest on the wagon.
Then that prospector friend of Grant's must have jumped off with it. I was wondering what happened to him. He can't get far. Mount up and keep your eyes peeled. There he goes.
Where's that payroll?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Start remembering.
You're making a mistake, mister.
Where's that payroll?
I ain't got it.
Yeah. You must have hidden it around here someplace. Start looking for it. Don't open it here. Somebody might come along. We'll take it to the new hideout.
Them outlaws got away with a payroll chest.
That's bad.
Well, let's round up our horses and trail them.
We'll never find them. We're in a tough spot, Rocky.
No horses, no grub.
I didn't mean that.
What then?
Well, if we don't find that money and return to the railroad, they're going to think we stole it.
Well, we did.
You're a lot of comfort. Okay, Laura.
How you know what $50,000 looks like? Put it back. We don't touch this stuff till the boss gives the word.
What happens now?
Well, I take Irv and report to Scully that we've got it. You look around and find a place to hide this. Remember, hands off till I get back.
We're only going to start a little poker game.
Boys, you'll get your pay, every cent of it. Now, it may take a couple of days, but you'll get it.
How are you going to pay us? The freight train was robbed.
We'll get the money back, and even if we don't, you won't lose anything. Now, take my word for it and go back to work. You heard her, Mr. Lathrop said. Get back to work. If you don't, I'll fire every one of you.
Did you get the payroll?
Yeah. After Grant beat us to it.
Grant?
He robbed the train for us. But we caught up to him. What's all the excitement?
The men are sore. No pay, no work.
Well, that's what the boss wants, ain't it?
Yeah, but the men are not supposed to know it. This Grant angle may work into something big. Lathrop's got the guard and the paymaster at his office now. Stay around.
Right. You're positive you've never seen the man before he held you up.
Listen, Mr. Lathrop, I don't forget a face. I never set eyes on him until that minute.
Not the others who held up the train later. You recognize any of them?
They had their faces covered.
It's hard to believe the pay train would be robbed twice in one day unless...
Unless what, sis?
Well, I was just thinking...
Speak up, Miss Lane. Anything that might help solve this robbery is more than welcome.
Well, I was just thinking that Jim Grant has said all along that two different factions are fighting.
Grant's wrong, Miss Lane. Everything that has happened to delay completion of the railroad is the Baron's work.
That's what I've been telling you all along.
The Baron has been against us from the start. And I wouldn't be too surprised to find out that Grant had something to do with the robbery.
What do you mean?
Grant got a good bawling out from Mr. Lathrop for trying to whitewash the Baron. Maybe he got sore and quit.
That's true, Scully, but it doesn't prove anything.
Grant was right here. We talked about the pay train coming in.
That's a ridiculous argument.
Perhaps not, Miss Lane. I'm not accusing Grant, but what Scully says is worthy of investigation.
But Jim isn't here to defend himself.
Him not being here makes my argument just that much stronger.
What's troubling you now?
I still say it's a fool play to go into that construction camp.
Yeah, but it'll look worse if we don't.
Looks like we can't win.
Look, I'll go in alone. You stand by in case I get into trouble.
I don't like it.
I just remembered something. That old prospector Grant travels with stole a team and a wagon from the corral.
When?
Oh, an hour or so before the holdup. A wagon would be awful handy to haul a pay chest in.
Jim!
That's the man who robbed me. That's him. He knocked me out. I wouldn't have had to do it if you two hadn't been so stubborn.
Then you admit you took the paper.
Yeah. Why, Jim? The outlaws can get it.
I knew it.
Then you do have the money with you?
No, I don't.
I could have told you that was coming.
You mean you've hidden it someplace?
I mean, I don't know where it is.
Why not?
The way here, I was attacked by the outlaws, and they stole the chest from me.
You expect anyone to believe such a ridiculous story?
Those are the facts, and I don't care whether anyone believes them or not.
We're just wasting time, Mr. Lathrop.
There are ways to make them talk.
Yeah, turn him over to the men. They'll handle him.
Take charge of him, Scully. Now we'll turn him over to the United States Marshal.
believe you. Your horse is just outside the camp. I tied your gun to the saddle.
The only thing you've forgotten is sandwiches and coffee.
This is no picnic. From now on, you're a wanted man.
No doubt about that.
Good luck.
Thanks, Carol.
I'd like to know who cut these ropes.
Are you sure Grant didn't have a knife on him? I wonder if that Lane girl had anything to do with Grant's getting away.
That's an idea. She liked him from the very start.
She knows where he is. She might try to take him food or something.
Have somebody watch her.
All right.
Lane girl's riding up ahead. I think she's going to meet Grant. You boys follow her. Looks like she spotted us. We'd better stop her and make us tell where Grant is.
Outlaws! Help me get away!
Will Jim and Rocky discover the new hideout of the outlaws? Is Jim to find himself fighting on the side of the Baron? See the startling answers in Redskin's Revenge, Chapter 11 of Roar of the Iron Horse, at this theater next week. has important information for Jim, who is the fugitive suspected of the payroll robbery. Carol rides out to find Jim, but is spotted by the outlaws.
Rocky.
They skedaddled before I could see who it was.
They seem to know who you were, Carol.
They were outlaws. I think they were hoping I'd leave them to you.
They didn't figure that out by themselves.
I think Scully put them up to.
The construction foreman?
I saw him talking to one of the outlaws last night. That's what I wanted to tell you.
They're mixed up in this payroll robbery. It took someone on the inside to plan that holdup.
Someone with enough influence to turn Lathrop against me.
They'll try to get rid of you, Jim. You've got to be careful.
You too. I'll take you back to camp, but I won't get too close.
I'll be over toward Saddle Hills if you want me.
Still gonna look for that meteor with the diamonds in it.
Good luck, Rocky.
Thanks. Same to you. No?
Who's with you?
A horse?
Get moving.
Drop your gun. Looks like you found their new hideout. Tie this one up, and we'll have a look around.
It's the payroll check. It was stolen from the railroad.
Looks like they didn't have time to spend any of it.
We can take it back and clear ourselves.
We can do more than that with it.
You mean you got another one of your big ideas?
Maybe.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it.
If we take it back to camp during the day, they'll shoot first and ask questions afterwards. Now, if we wait till tonight...
Camp seems quiet.
Hope it stays that way. You just walk in and hand Lathrop the payroll?
No. You wait here.
Jim,
We found every dollar of the payroll.
Lathrop's in the office. You can clear yourself with it.
Not yet. First, I want to find out who planned the holdup.
How can you do that?
You get Lathrop out of the office, and we'll plant the payroll in there so he's sure to find it.
All right, I can do that. You don't suspect Lathrop, do you?
Tom, at this point, I suspect everybody. Now, hurry.
I thought you turned in, Tom.
I did. But I thought I heard a wagon pull up at the corral.
What of it?
I was just thinking. Maybe it's the one Grant and his pal used in the holdup.
Wait a minute, Rocky.
There's a wagon.
Rocky.
Carl Ulrich matter. Carl Ulrich's the Baron. Where now?
First, we'll find some place to hole up. I want to read these first thing in the morning.
This wagon's been here for some time.
It isn't the one I heard. Whoever it was wouldn't have had time to get rid of the horses.
The money's all here. I wonder who could have brought it.
Perhaps it was stolen from Grant, as he said, and he found it and brought it back.
That's possible. But if he was here, why didn't he stay?
Maybe he wants to find out the whole story before he reports to you. I'm sorry about the false alarm.
No, that's all right, Tom. It was probably done to get us out of the way.
Good night.
Good night.
Rocky,
Yeah?
this is the right-of-way deed we've been having so much trouble with.
What's the other one?
Cancel a bank draft for $20,000, made out to the Baron and endorsed by him.
Didn't he claim he never got the money?
That was his story. But everybody around here swears that he never lied,
Looks like we caught him in one this time.
unless somebody forged his signature.
And pocketed the money. How you going to find out? As if I didn't know the answer?
Ask the Baron.
That's the same answer I had. Now, if you're smart, you'll get White Eagle and some of his warriors for an escort.
No, I don't want to involve them in our fight.
Oh, let me finish my coffee in peace.
Well, I'm going alone. I've got another job for you in town.
What do you want?
I expected you to shoot first.
I said, what do you want?
My business is with the Baron.
I'll take this first. Come on.
How did you capture him?
He just rode up. Said he wanted to see you.
Well, this might be a trick. Take some men and search the area. Sit down.
Thank you.
You didn't risk coming here for nothing.
That's right, I didn't. You told me once that you'd never sold the railroad a right-of-way through your land.
I told you that, and it's true.
These papers would indicate otherwise.
Can I see them?
Certainly.
I'm sorry if my men caused you any inconvenience.
Not much.
Neither of those signatures is mine.
When they were forged,
Obviously.
couldn't be too hard to prove.
You have my permission to try.
Thank you. When I find out who the forger is, I'll let you know.
Never mind. I already know.
Who is it?
If you were as clever as I, you'd know also.
If you have me men giving my gun back, I'll go.
No, there's no hurry. Stay and have breakfast with me.
All right, I will.
I'm expecting this uprising.
You've been asking for it.
be another exciting train holdup? What's in the box that Tom Lane's trying to escape with? You can't afford to miss Plunge of Peril, Chapter 12 of Roar of the Iron Horse, at this theater next week. Daringly visits the Baron to show him the documents he found on Lathrop's desk. Jim is captured by the Baron's guards and taken into the stronghold.
I'm expecting this uprising.
You've been asking for it.
Your true leader speaks. This man, Jim Grant, my friend.
Get back to your camp. I'll teach what it means to rebel against me.
My people no longer obey your orders.
You're the one that caused this uprising.
I tell them your lies and false promises.
This is my land. My word is law.
Who will help you?
Wait! If you harm this man, your crime is greater than his.
My people want justice.
Justice, White Eagle, or revenge?
What we do?
Turn the Baron over to me, and I promise you that if he's guilty, the white man's justice will be swift and sure.
Huh. Jim Grant always speak truth. Take him. Now, come on.
Find anybody, huh? Oh, Grant must have come alone. We'll head back to the hacienda.
Where are you taking me?
Construction camp?
Why?
There's a little matter of a signature on a canceled bank draft and a right-of-way deed.
I've already told you they're forgeries.
I realize that. I'd just like to hear you tell Mr. Lathrop at the construction camp.
Very well.
The Baron. Take cover in those rocks. I'm going to have to call off that trip to the construction camp.
Sooner or later, I'll get you and Lathrop together for a showdown.
When you do, it'll be on my terms.
Which are?
You'll bring Lathrop to me.
You win.
Let him go.
You're making a mistake, boss. Grant's caused you trouble before, and he'll do it again.
You heard me? I said let him go.
I sure did.
Well, telegram. What'd you do? Steal it from Ezra?
I didn't have to. I told him what I wanted and he gave it to me. Said he's glad to help you.
This was sent by the Baron. Do you know if it's his handwriting?
That old coot at the telegraph office said the Baron wrote it himself when he was sending Easter some stuff.
Is Ezra positive that the Baron sent this telegram? Wrote it himself?
He watched him do it.
When the Baron's right, somebody forged his name to the bank draft and the deed.
Anybody could have done that.
No, it had to be somebody close to the railroad.
And that narrows things down to the construction camp. Now, you can't go gallivanting into town. You're a wanted man.
It must be the work train.
Yeah, heading back to camp.
Gives me an idea.
Huh?
So long, Rotten.
You darn fool. I hope someday you run out of ideas.
Doing here? You're taking a big chance. Lathrop's offered a reward for you.
What did he say about the return of the stolen payroll?
He never mentioned it to anybody.
I want to talk to Lathrop.
You're running a big risk.
Maybe he's running a bigger one.
I'll go with you.
belongs to you.
Where did you get this?
Off your desk the night I returned the stolen payroll.
So you did that?
You found the strong box with all the money, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did, but
You didn't tell anybody about it.
Under the circumstances, advertising the recovery of that money might only invite a second attempt to steal it.
Somebody like me, for instance?
I guess I've been mistaken about you all along, Grant. Obviously, since you returned the money, you couldn't possibly have been the thief.
Maybe it was some forger.
What forger?
Carl Ulrich, alias the Baron, never signed these documents.
How do you know that?
I found a sample of the Baron's real signature. Compared the two, obviously they're both quite different.
I've suspected that you're working only to clear the Baron. Now I'm sure of it.
I'm not working to clear anybody. You hired me to try and find out who's wrecking your railroad, and I'm doing it without much help from you.
Well, I'm sorry, Grant, but I've been so sure all along that the real troublemaker was the Baron.
Baron's a troublemaker and a dangerous one. But he's no forger.
Do you suspect anybody?
Someone closely connected with the railroad has signed the wrong name to these papers. You know your employees better than I.
I'm going to take you into my confidence. There's one man in my organization whom I don't completely trust.
Who's that?
Scully.
He may be at the bottom of a lot of your trouble, but he isn't smart enough to be a forger.
I wouldn't put anything past him.
Scully's coming. He suspects something if he saw us together.
I'll go out the window.
No, wait a minute. He'd be sure to spot you. I'll stall him off. Get into 2 box on that wagon in front. Tom here can drive it away.
What's the matter, Jim? Don't you like it?
No, but it looks like it's got to be that way.
Grant's making his getaway in the 2-box on that wagon. Tom Lane's driving. What was Grant doing here? Trying to force me to drop the charges against him. Got scared and he saw you coming. You should have let me come in. He'd have had the drop on you sure. Round up some men, go after the wagon and finish Grant.
Finish them both.
Scully and his outlaws run into? Does this mean they ought to make a daring attack on the town? See the thrilling answers in The Law Takes Over, Chapter 13 of Roar of the Iron Horse, at this theater next week.